Hi all, I'm here to present myself for the role of technical product director. Let me quickly take you through my brief profile that I've been, doing in last, 5-7 years. So, Ramesh Chowdhary, myself, has been helping a lot of startups and enterprises in the initiatives of digital transformation through the adoption of SMAC initiatives, which is like social media, mobility, analytics, and cloud. He has helped more than 10 startups across the globe to innovate and incubate and scale up in last 3 years, using his strategic and roadmap planning, you know and his technological skills to upgrade over a period of time. Prior to this, he was chief architect and product incubator innovator of WorkXmed, which was world's first online ERP solution, which is like cloud-based, mobility first, targeted towards IT segments. He also have an excellent revenue generation capability, wherein he had generated revenues of $1 million in last 6 months time for a startup called Hallucis. He has also been a COE leader, wherein he was responsible for core technologies like Java J2E, portal platforms, and a few others. He also started the practice for Oracle Fusion Middleware, and he was handling a team of about 200 within the organization. So that's nutshell about Ramesh Chaudhary. That's me. Now, moving over to the technical questions that we need to answer here. The first is about the product that I have done before, and why did I do? What were the business problems, and what were the different technical differentiations and the team and the development model. So let me present Socia Insight, which is a product for marketing automation platform through powerful analytics. So we say turn your data into insights. Here we used to support strategic initiatives for the CXOs and then the other stakeholders within the organization and outside the organization. Uh, you know, uh, and the team used to analyze the data to tell stories which could help the organization to adopt, engage, and analyze the key signals. Going towards the business problems, there are many, but I'll quickly run you through a few. There's so many channels wherein this marketing managers keep on posting their content, and then trying to analyze each of those posts across multiple channels. So these are like very high time consuming and costly solutions because each of these platforms have very limited resources with a lot of uh, base, uh, time going into them to analyze. Again, the each of these platforms are silos, so it's all distributed. And even if you talk about negative and sentiment analysis, very difficult to get from these platforms. A lot of people spend a lot of money on the social campaigns, events across different channels. So that's huge cost to the organization. Apart from this, the other major cost goes into content development. So the resources which are very very costly, and you don't get the quality content. So looking at this, we analyze quite a number of platforms which are available in the market, and we try to compare between market leaders like Hootsuite and Buffer, who are very popular among small medium businesses. So we said, we the differentiation that we had was, we provided intelligent marketing automation through scheduling on different day and different time across different channels. So that was one. We had powerful analytics. We said, we would give engagement by day, by hour, and by post, which will, optimize my scheduling and also will help people to engage with the audience to our platform. We had, provided organic campaigns as against paid campaigns across multiple channels, so you can run same campaign across channels. And then content marketplace is to get freshly curated content against similar content that you get from your own resources or from an agency that you have hired. Sentiment and negative analysis using artificial intelligence to tell which comments or contents is negative, so that you can connect with them and curate them and turn them positive. Going into the technology drivers, again this was highly scalable with microservice oriented architecture using Java J2E and Talent Open Studio, because a lot of heavy duty transformation of data is done using this platform. Regarding technology drivers, Play Scala for template based UI, Spring Boot Cloud for microservices, and then third party integration APIs like LinkedIn, Twitter, and all of those. We also had Android and an iPhone and hybrid mobile applications, and these were all deployed on the Amazon AWS cloud. On the product development model, we were strictly following the Scrum methodology, wherein we used Jira with integration using Confluence, and then Bitbucket as a code vessel. So we had a completely automated process for defining our requirements, then aligning our user stories, tasks, and then merge it, control it using Bitbucket. We used to maintain a product backlog against which user stories were created, and then tasks were assigned for each user stories as per the roadmap planning and the customer feedbacks. On the team structure, we had a very a fairly simple team structure. The product manager and having two architects for the front end and the back end, and they had the team behind, and they were well supported by a couple of data analysts. So this is all about the product that we used. Now coming to the next question which is about technology trends, how and the challenges in adoption, and the initiatives to overcome those challenges. So we identified there are many, but the top three that I understand: digital transformation is through adoption of SMAC initiatives, because all the enterprises and corporates are moving towards that, and because they want to digitize their information. Then we have the IoT, because everybody now wants to get insights from every corner of this world, using disconnected devices to have a connected world. Then not last but not the least, DevOps, to have a high agility team, wherein we want to automate everything, right from your planning to your strategy to your implementation to your testing, deployment, everything. So this would cut down on the the cost of opportunity to release the release cycle. Now looking at the challenges, again since the like upcoming technologies, getting the right talent is a big challenge. Also, attracting these talents is very, very tough, since there's a scarcity of it, or they're very costly, right? Also, a lot of organizations try to find an outsourcing partner, but again the challenge is same, because if they're not able to attract talents, it's very difficult for them to find talents. Now, how to mitigate those? Very easy. Strongly suggest to upskill, cross skill existing talents, identify them within the organization, encourage entrepreneurship within the organization, because there are a lot of hidden talents behind, and if you fund them, fund their ideas, they can be real benefit. Then acquisition of innovative startups to bridge the gap between in the industry, and which can also help you to get the lateral balance. Now, the third question that we have is about coming up with a code coverage tool through market analysis of top tools available. So, I see that there are quite a number, but the three that we have come across is Clover, Covertura, and Jacoco. Now, how did we come across? We identified various parameters that needs to be considered before we come up with their own code coverage tool. Starting from code coverage metrics, then we have data management and reporting filters, supported test frameworks. So there are various frameworks that need to be supported. Integration with IDs, very important. Then build tools for continuous integrations. Now, looking at all this, we had some important strategies that we need to do, building up an efficient customer adoption. Because even if you have the best of the product, it is very important to help your customer adopt to this platform, to get hooked to the platform. Again, need to have a very, very interactive dashboard, so that every CXO and every stakeholder should see what's happening inside the code, where how much is the usage of the code in coverage. And then the third is automated code fix, similar like where, how you have in Chickstyle tool. We should have ways on how we can fix the code which are not being used. So that's the thing that we have in mind. Coming to the fourth question, how to maintain consistency across roadmaps within the organization. First, to do a due diligence. When we say due diligence, in case there are many of M&As, we need to have a defined technology and tools which can bring everybody to a common platform, and we should be able to identify the gaps and then address them immediately. Then we should have a very established common platform. When we say a common platform, let's say for example have a microservice architecture which can help you to integrate various systems together. Third, we need to have a very, very optimized planning, because the core group that we have, they should be able to identify the roadmap plans across the organizations, and synchronize within each of these products. And the last is the fourth is have a well defined strategy and roadmap. So once we know the organization goal, we should be able to define what strategy to rule, and how the roadmap planning is to be done, right, and what features to bring in and what features to take off. And The workflow process for development model is stakeholder management, product backlog management, artifactory, document management, development and deployment automation, artifact